Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Ryan.
And hello from me too. I'm Emma. So happy you are here with us again.
Emma, today's topic is one that almost everybody struggles with. It's simple, but it's so hard for many people. How do you start a conversation with anyone?
Oh, this is a big one. Think about it. You're at a party or a bus stop or a coffee shop. There's an interesting person right next to you, and you want to say something, but you don't. You just stay quiet.
Yes. And later you go home and you think, why didn't I say anything? It was so easy. But in that moment, it felt impossible.
That's so true. So many great conversations never happen just because nobody says the first word.
And that's really what we want to fix today, because starting a conversation is a skill. It's not magic. Anyone can learn it, step by step. And when you learn it, your whole life gets bigger. New friends, new chances, new people.
So let's help everyone. Where do we start, Ryan?
Let's start with the biggest problem, the fear, because before you say one word, there's a voice in your head that stops you.
Yes, let's talk about that voice. What does it say?
It says things like, what if I sound stupid? What if they don't want to talk? What if I say something wrong? This voice makes you feel scared before anything even happens.
And the truth is, everybody has that voice, even people who look super confident. The difference is, confident people just don't listen to it. They speak anyway.
That's the key. You don't have to feel brave, you just have to act, even when you feel a little scared. Courage is not no fear. Courage is fear, but I do it anyway.
And I want to add something important. The other person is just a human, like you. They have normal worries, they get bored, they also feel a little lonely sometimes. When you talk to them, you're not bothering them. You might be making their day better.
That's a beautiful way to see it. Many people think, I don't want to bother anyone. But often the other person is happy that someone talked to them. A friendly hello is a gift, not a problem.
Exactly. So, step one, see the other person as a normal, friendly human, not a judge, not a test, just a person who might enjoy a nice chat.
Perfect. Now, Emma, here's the big question everyone is waiting for. What do you actually say? What are the first words?
This is the number one fear. People think they need something clever, some perfect, smart line.
But here's the good news. You don't. You really don't need to be clever. In fact, clever lines often feel fake. The best openers are simple and normal.
Let me give the easiest secret of all. You can start a conversation just by talking about the situation you are both in. Look around you. Something is always happening. Talk about that.
Yes, this is so powerful. If you're both waiting in a long line, you can say, wow, this line is really slow today. If you're at a coffee shop, you can say, it smells amazing in here. If it's raining, you can say, I can't believe this weather.
These are so easy, and they work because you're both experiencing the same thing. It feels natural. It doesn't feel random or strange.
Right. The situation gives you a free topic. You don't have to invent anything. Just look, notice something, and say it out loud with a smile.
And a small warning, say it in a friendly, light way, not too serious. A little smile makes all the difference. The words are only half of it. The friendly feeling is the other half.
So true. Now let's give people some simple tools. Emma, I like to think there are 3 easy ways to start. Should we go through them?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, the first way is a comment. You just say what you notice. This music is great. That's a cool jacket. This place is so busy today. A comment is easy because it needs no answer, but the other person can answer if they want.
The second way is a question. Questions are great because they ask the person to speak. Do you know if this bus is late? Have you tried the coffee here before? Is this seat taken? A simple question opens the door, and now you're talking.
And the third way is a compliment. People love a kind, honest compliment. I really like your bag. You have a great smile. That was a smart thing you said. But make it real and simple. Say it, smile, and don't make it weird.
I love these three: comment, question, or compliment. You can remember them easily, and you can use any of them in almost any place.
And here's a good trick. You can even combine them. You can give a compliment and then ask a question. I love your shoes. Where did you get them? Now you gave a compliment and you asked something. The conversation almost starts by itself.
That's a great combo. Okay, Ryan, so now let's say the conversation has started. The person answered. What do we do next? Because this is where many people get stuck.
Yes, this is the next big problem. You said hello, they answered, and then your mind goes blank. Silence. It's so uncomfortable.
So how do we keep the conversation going?
The secret is to ask open questions. There are two kinds of questions: closed questions and open questions. A closed question has a one-word answer, like, do you like your job? They say, yes, and now you're stuck again.
So what's an open question?
An open question needs a longer answer. It usually starts with what, how, or why. Instead of, do you like your job, you ask, what do you enjoy most about your job? Now they have to tell you a story, and a story keeps the talk alive.
That's such a simple change, but it's so powerful. Just start with what or how. How did you get into that? What do you like to do for fun? What brought you here today? These questions open people up.
And here's a bonus tip. When they answer, don't just jump to a new topic. Ask more about what they just said. This is called following up. If they say, I love hiking, don't change the subject. Ask, oh nice, where's your favorite place to hike?
Yes, this is so important. When you follow up, the person feels heard. They feel like you really care about their answer. And you do. It also means you never run out of things to say because you just keep going deeper into their answers.
Exactly. Emma, I know you have a great little tool for finding topics. Can you share it?
Oh yes, I love this one. It's a simple memory trick. When you don't know what to ask, just remember 4 easy topics: family, work, fun, and dreams.
Tell us more about each one.
Sure. Family, you can ask, are you from around here? Or do you have any brothers or sisters? Work, what do you do? Or what are you studying? Fun, what do you like to do on the weekend? And dreams, is there anything you'd love to do one day?
I love that. Family, work, fun, dreams. 4 simple topics. If the conversation ever slows down, you just pick one of them and ask a question. You'll never be stuck again.
And dreams is my favorite. When you ask people about their dreams and goals, their eyes light up. They get excited. It makes the conversation deep and fun, not just boring small talk.
That's a great point. People remember how you made them feel, and when you let them talk about their dreams, they feel great. So they'll remember you in a good way.
Now, Ryan, I want to add one warning here. Asking questions is great, but don't ask too many one after another. If you only ask, it feels like a police interview.
Yes, that's a real mistake. Nobody likes to feel like they're being questioned by the police. A good conversation is a two-way street. You ask, they answer, and then you share a little about yourself, too.
Exactly. So after they answer, add something about you. If they say, I love hiking, you can say, oh, nice. I actually went on my first hike last month. It was so much fun. Now you gave a little piece of yourself. That makes it feel equal and warm.
And when you share about yourself, it also gives them something to ask about. So the conversation keeps bouncing back and forth like a friendly game of catch. Question, answer, share. Question, answer, share.
I love that picture. A game of catch. You throw the ball, they throw it back. That's a real conversation.
And here's another small but powerful tip. Show that you're listening. You don't have to say much. Small words are enough. Say, really, or that's cool, or wow, tell me more. These little words show the person that you care.
Yes, and there's one more thing that works like magic. Remember their name. When someone tells you their name, use it. Say, nice to meet you, Sarah. And later, use it again. People love to hear their own name. It makes them feel special and remembered.
That's such a good one. A name is the sweetest word to any person, and it's an easy way to make a real connection fast.
Okay, Ryan, we talked a lot about words. But let's not forget the body, because your body talks too before you even speak.
Yes, so true. Your body language sends a message. If your arms are crossed and you look at your phone, you look closed. You look like you don't want to talk. But if you stand tall, look up and smile, you look open and friendly.
Let's keep it simple. 3 easy things. Number 1, smile. A warm smile makes you look safe and kind. People want to talk to a person who smiles.
Number 2, make eye contact. Look at the person when they speak, not in a scary way, just in a warm, normal way. It shows you are really there with them.
And number 3, open your body. Don't cross your arms, don't hide behind your phone. Turn your body toward the person a little. This says, I'm open, I'm happy to talk.
And here's a little secret. When you fix your body, your mind feels better too. If you stand tall and smile, you actually start to feel more confident inside. It works both ways.
That's so true. Try it, everyone. Sit up, open your shoulders, smile. You already feel a little more ready, right?
Now, Emma, let's talk about a fear that stops many people, the fear of silence. Sometimes there's a small quiet moment in the conversation and people panic.
Oh yes, a little silence feels like a disaster. People think, oh no, it's over, I ruined it.
But the truth is, small silences are completely normal. Every conversation has them. Even good friends have quiet moments. It's okay. You don't have to fill every second.
And a small silence is not a bad thing. You can take a breath, think, and then ask a new question. Or you can just smile. Silence is not the enemy. It's a normal part of talking.
Exactly. So don't panic in the quiet. Stay relaxed. If you feel calm during a small silence, you actually look more confident, not less.
Great point. Now, Ryan, there's one more skill that nobody talks about. How do you end a conversation? Because sometimes you need to leave, and people feel awkward about that too.
Yes, this is so important, and almost nobody teaches it. Sometimes a conversation is nice, but you have to go, and that's okay. You don't have to stay forever.
So, how do you leave in a kind way?
It's simple. You just say something warm and honest. It was really nice talking to you. I have to go now, but have a great day. Say it with a smile and leave on a happy note.
And if you want to see them again, this is the moment. You can say, I really enjoyed this. Maybe we can talk again sometime. Can I get your number? A good ending can be a new beginning.
That's a beautiful way to say it. A warm ending leaves a good feeling. The person remembers you as friendly and kind, and that's exactly what you want.
Okay, now let's talk about something real. Sometimes you try and the person doesn't want to talk. They give short answers or they seem busy. What then?
Yes, we have to be honest about this. It happens to everyone. Sometimes people are tired or shy or just having a bad day. It's not about you.
This is so important. When someone doesn't want to talk, don't take it personally. It's usually not about you at all. Maybe they're stressed, maybe they're in a hurry. You just caught them at the wrong moment.
And the polite thing is to give them space. Just smile and say, no worries, have a great day, and move on. Don't push. Don't feel bad. You were brave, and that's a win, even if this one didn't work out.
Yes, I love that. Trying is always a win. Every time you start a conversation, you get a little stronger, even the times that don't go perfectly. You're building a skill, one small try at a time.
Exactly. And that brings us to maybe the most important thing of all. Emma, how do people actually get good at this?
Let me guess. Practice?
You know me too well. Yes. You can't get good at conversations just by listening to this show. You have to go out and do it.
And the best part is, you can practice everywhere, with everyone. You don't need a special place.
Yes. Talk to the person at the coffee shop. Say hello to your neighbor. Chat with the taxi driver. Ask the shop worker how their day is going. These small talks are like exercise for your confidence.
And these little chats have no pressure. You don't know these people and you may never see them again. So it's a safe, easy way to practice. Every day, just start one small conversation.
And soon something amazing happens. It stops feeling scary. It starts to feel normal. Then it starts to feel fun. And one day you talk to a stranger without even thinking about it.
That's the dream, and it really does happen. I've seen so many shy people become great at this just by practicing a little every day.
And remember, everyone, you will make mistakes. Sometimes you'll say something a bit silly. That's completely fine. Even Emma and I still make mistakes.
Oh, all the time. Mistakes are not failures, they're just part of learning. Every bad conversation teaches you something for the next one.
So don't be afraid of mistakes. Be afraid of never trying. A silly conversation is 100 times better than a silence you regret.
So beautiful. Okay, Ryan, this was so much good stuff. Should we do a quick summary for everyone before we go?
Yes, let's remind everyone of the big ideas. First, everyone feels nervous, so just speak anyway. The other person is a friendly human, not a judge.
Second, the first words don't need to be clever. Just talk about the situation around you or use a comment, a question, or a compliment.
Third, keep it going with open questions that start with what or how, and always follow up on what they say.
Fourth, when you're stuck, remember 4 topics: family, work, fun, and dreams.
Fifth, smile, make eye contact, and keep your body open. And don't panic in small silences. They're normal.
Sixth, end warmly. Don't take rejection personally, and practice every single day with everyone you meet.
That's a great list. And you know what I love about all of this? None of it is a trick. It's just about being warm, curious, and brave. Anyone can do it.
Exactly. Starting a conversation is really just one thing: being brave enough to be friendly. That's it. And you already have everything you need inside you.
So to everyone listening, this week, start one conversation with someone new. Just one. Say hello, ask a question, see what happens. We believe in you.
You've got this. The world is full of interesting people waiting to meet you. Go say hello.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Emma. See you next time.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak Up English, the podcast made especially for English learners around the world. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. Today's topic is something so many of our listeners write to us about. Have you ever had this feeling? You watch a movie in English, you understand everything, but when someone asks you a question in English, your mouth just freezes?
Oh, Mike, you just described my first 2 years of learning English. I used to understand my teacher perfectly, but the moment she looked at me and said, "Sarah, what do you think?" Complete silence.
Exactly, and this is actually a very common problem. It even has a name. Researchers call it the comprehension production gap. It means your listening skills are much stronger than your speaking skills.
Today, we're going to talk about 8 powerful tips to help you finally unlock your speaking voice. So grab your notebook and let's get started.
All right, tip number 1, and this might surprise you, is stop waiting until you feel ready.
Yes, so many learners say, "I'll start speaking when my English is better." But Mike, what's the problem with that thinking?
The problem is speaking is how you get better. You cannot swim by reading about swimming. You have to jump in the water. Speaking English is exactly the same.
I love that example. And here's something important to understand. Even native speakers make mistakes. Even people who study English for 20 years still sometimes say the wrong word.
So the goal is not to speak perfectly. The goal is to communicate. Big difference.
Right, so starting today, give yourself permission to speak imperfect English. An imperfect sentence spoken out loud is 1,000 times better than a perfect sentence that stays inside your head.
Well said, Sarah. Well said.
Okay, tip number 2, talk to yourself. And no, this does not mean you are going crazy.
It's actually one of the most effective techniques used by language learners worldwide. When you're alone, in the shower, cooking dinner, walking to work, describe what you're doing in English.
For example, you're making breakfast. You can say, "I'm taking 2 eggs from the fridge. I'm going to make an omelet. I need some salt and pepper."
This does 2 very important things. First, it forces your brain to connect English words with real situations. Second, it builds the habit of thinking in English, not translating from your native language.
And that translation habit, Thinking in your language first, then translating, is actually one of the biggest reasons people speak slowly or freeze up. When you practice talking to yourself in English, you start to skip that step.
So this week, try it. 5 minutes a day of talking to yourself in English. Your neighbors might look at you a little strangely, but your English will improve dramatically.
Tip number 3, shadow native speakers. Now, Sarah, can you explain what shadowing means for our listeners?
Of course, shadowing means you listen to a native speaker and you repeat what they say, almost at the same time, like an echo. You copy not just the words, but also the rhythm, the intonation, the speed, everything.
And the beautiful thing about shadowing is that you're not just practicing vocabulary, you're practicing the music of English. Every language has its own music, its own up and down patterns.
Exactly. For example, in English, we often stress the most important word in a sentence. I didn't say he stole the money. And I didn't say he stole the money. Same words, totally different meaning.
Great example. So for shadowing, we recommend starting with podcast episodes like this one, TED Talks for beginners, or YouTube channels designed for English learners. Listen once, then listen again and speak along.
It feels a little uncomfortable at first, almost like singing along to a song when you don't know all the words yet, but keep going. After 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be amazed at how natural your speech starts to sound.
Tip number 4, learn phrases, not just words. Mike, this is something you feel strongly about, right?
Absolutely. Most textbooks teach you individual words. Apple, run, beautiful. But real conversations don't happen in individual words. They happen in phrases and chunks.
For example, instead of just learning the word agree, learn the phrases I completely agree. That's a good point. I see what you mean. I'm not sure about that, but these are called conversation chunks, and they're like pre-built pieces of language.
When you have these chunks ready in your memory, you don't have to build sentences from scratch every time you speak. You just grab the chunk and use it. This makes speaking so much faster and more natural.
So our advice, every day learn one new phrase, not just one new word. Write it down, say it out loud 10 times, and try to use it in a real conversation that day.
All right, we're halfway through. Tip number 5, find a speaking partner or language exchange buddy.
This is a game changer. A language exchange is when you find someone who speaks English natively and wants to learn your language. You help them, they help you. Win-win.
There are apps and websites like Tandem, HelloTalk, and Speaky where you can find these partners for free. You can have text conversations, voice calls, or even video chats.
The psychological benefit here is huge. When you know your partner is also a learner, or when your partner is kind and patient, the fear of making mistakes goes way down.
And fear, by the way, is the number one enemy of speaking. Not lack of vocabulary, not bad grammar. Fear. So anything you can do to reduce that fear is worth trying.
Another option, if you can't find a language partner, is to join online communities on Reddit or Facebook, where English learners post voice messages and give each other feedback. The community is usually very supportive.
Tip number 6, record yourself speaking. I know, nobody likes to hear their own voice, but this tip is incredibly powerful.
When you record yourself, you hear exactly what other people hear. You notice things you never noticed before. Maybe you drop certain word endings. Maybe your sentences are very short. Maybe you say every 5 seconds.
I used to say constantly. Every other sentence. I think, because, I had no idea until I listened to my own recordings.
So here's a simple exercise. Pick a topic, any topic you're interested in. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Talk about that topic and record yourself. Then listen back and identify 1 or 2 things to improve.
Do this 3 times a week. After a month, compare your newest recording to your first one. The improvement will be very motivating, I promise.
Tip number 7, use English in real situations, even small ones. We're not talking about big presentations or job interviews. We mean tiny, everyday moments.
For example, if you travel or live in a place where English is used, order your coffee in English. Ask for directions in English. Say thank you in English. These tiny interactions build confidence over time.
But what if you're not in an English-speaking country? That's okay. You can change your phone settings to English, watch your favorite TV shows with English subtitles, and then switch to no subtitles.
You can also use voice assistants like Siri or Google Assistant and talk to them in English. Ask them questions, give them instructions. They don't judge your accent.
And one more powerful idea, start an English journal. Not a written journal, but a spoken journal. Each evening, spend 2 or 3 minutes talking out loud about your day in English. What happened, how you felt, what you're planning tomorrow.
This is especially good because you're talking about familiar topics. You know your own life. You don't have to search for ideas. You just have to find the English words for them.
And now our final tip, tip number 8. And we believe this is the most important one. Change your mindset about mistakes.
In school, we are taught that mistakes are bad. Red marks on your paper, lower grades. We learn to be afraid of being wrong.
But in language learning, mistakes are not failures. They are data. Every mistake tells you something. It shows you exactly where your knowledge has a gap, and that gap is your next learning opportunity.
Here's a beautiful way to think about it. When a baby learns to walk, they fall down hundreds of times. Nobody says, "This baby is a terrible walker." We say, "Great job, you're learning." We need to give ourselves the same kindness.
Successful language learners are not people who never make mistakes. They're people who make mistakes, notice them, correct them, and keep going. That's the only way.
So the next time you say the wrong word or use a wrong tense or forget a phrase, smile. Literally smile, because that moment of discomfort, that's where the learning happens.
And one practical technique, after a conversation in English, spend 1 minute thinking about it. What went well? What was difficult? What word did you want but couldn't find? Then go look up that word. Next time, you'll have it.
Okay, let's do a quick recap of all 8 tips before we finish.
Tip 1. Start speaking now. Don't wait to feel ready. Tip 2. Talk to yourself every day to build the habit of thinking in English. Tip 3. Shadow native speakers to copy natural rhythm and intonation. Tip 4. Learn phrases and chunks, not just individual words.
Tip 5. Find a language exchange partner to practice with real people. Tip 6. Record yourself and listen back to identify areas for improvement. Tip 7. Use English in small, real-life situations every single day. Tip 8. Change your mindset. Mistakes are your best teachers, not your enemies.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We really hope these tips give you the confidence to open your mouth and let your English voice out into the world.
Remember, understanding English is already a huge achievement. Now it's time to take the next step. You can do this.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend who's also learning English and send us a voice message, yes, in English, telling us which tip was most helpful for you.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep speaking.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show, the podcast made especially for English learners around the world. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. Hey, everyone. Today, we're talking about a problem that slows down almost every single English learner. Here it is. When you speak, do you first think in your own language and then translate into English in your head?
Oh, Mike, this is such a big one. I remember when I was learning, every sentence took me forever. Someone would ask me a simple question, and inside my head, there was a little factory working. First, I made the sentence in my language, then I translated each word, then I checked the grammar, and then I finally spoke.
And by that time, the conversation has already moved on.
Exactly! Everyone else is already talking about something new, and you're still stuck on the first question. It's frustrating, and honestly, it makes you want to stay quiet.
But here's the good news. Thinking in English is not a magic talent that some people are born with. It's a skill, and anyone can build it with the right steps.
That's so true. So today we're going to share 7 powerful ways to stop translating in your head and start thinking directly in English. This is the secret that makes speaking fast and natural. So grab your notebook and let's begin.
All right, tip number 1. Understand why translating is so slow. Before we fix the problem, let's understand it.
Yes. When you translate in your head, your brain is doing three jobs at the same time. It's remembering your idea, converting it word by word, and fixing the grammar. That's a huge amount of work for just one sentence.
And here's the other problem. Languages don't translate word for word. The word order is different, the expressions are different. So a direct translation often sounds strange or even completely wrong.
Right. The goal is to connect English directly to ideas and images, not to your first language. When you see a cup of coffee, you want your brain to think coffee, not the word in your language first.
That direct connection is what we're building today. Every tip in this episode moves you closer to it.
And Mike, I think it's important for our listeners to know if you translate right now, you're not doing anything wrong. It's a completely normal stage. We all started there.
Absolutely. It's a stage, not a wall, and today we'll show you how to move through it.
Tip number 2, label the world around you in English. This one is simple, and you can start right now.
Look around the room you're in. The table, the window, the chair, the lamp. Name each object in English, out loud or in your mind. Don't translate, just connect the word to the thing you see.
You can even put small sticky notes on objects in your home. On the mirror, write mirror. On the door, write door. Every time you see it, your brain makes the connection automatically.
After a few days, you won't need the notes anymore. The English word will just appear when you look at the object. That's thinking in English, and it starts with simple, everyday things.
And the beautiful part is, this works while you're just living your normal life. You're not studying, you're just noticing.
You can also take it one step further. Don't just name the object, describe it. So instead of just cup, you think a small white cup, and it's almost empty. Now you're building little sentences in your mind.
That's a great upgrade. Start with single words, and as you get comfortable, add colors, sizes, and actions. Step by step, your thinking gets richer and more natural.
Tip number 3, stop using a bilingual dictionary. Start using an English to English dictionary.
Ooh, this is a game changer. Most learners look up a new word and read the meaning in their own language, but when you do that, you're training your brain to translate.
Instead, use a learner's dictionary that explains English using simpler English. So when you look up enormous, you read very, very big. Now you've learned the word and practiced thinking in English at the same time.
It feels harder at first, I won't lie, but it builds a web of English inside your mind, where words connect to other English words and not to your first language.
And that web is exactly what native speakers have. When they hear a word, it connects to other English words and images, not to a translation.
So next time you meet a new word, try to understand it in English first. Only check your own language if you're really, really stuck.
And don't worry, using an English dictionary doesn't mean you'll never understand. Most learners' dictionaries also give you a simple example sentence, and that example often makes the meaning crystal clear.
Yes, the example sentence is gold. Read it and you see the word living in a real situation.
Tip number 4, think in simple English sentences during the day.
This is like a small daily exercise, and nobody even knows you're doing it. While you're walking, waiting for the bus, or making dinner, narrate your life in simple English.
For example, I'm hungry. I think I'll make some rice. Where's the spoon? Oh, it's in the drawer. Keep it simple. Keep it about right now.
And here's the key. Don't worry about perfect grammar. The goal is not to be correct. The goal is to make English the language your brain uses for thinking.
Start with 5 minutes a day, then 10. Soon you'll catch yourself thinking in English without even trying. That's when you know it's working.
I love this one because it's free, it's invisible, and you can do it absolutely anywhere.
And here's a little secret. You can also think about your feelings and plans in English, not just objects and actions. Things like, I'm a bit tired today, or I'm excited about the weekend. These thoughts are personal, so the words really stick in your memory.
That's true. When the language connects to your own real life and emotions, it becomes a part of you, not just something from a textbook.
Tip number 5, learn in chunks, not single words.
This is so important. When you learn words one by one, you have to build every sentence from zero, and that's exactly when translating sneaks back in.
But when you learn whole phrases, like, can I have, I'd like to, do you mind if, I was thinking about, you already have ready-made pieces of English. You don't translate, you just grab the phrase and use it.
It's like cooking. If you have your ingredients already prepared and cut, dinner is fast. If you have to grow the vegetables first, you'll never eat.
Great comparison. So collect useful phrases that you'll actually use in your daily life. Practice them until they come out automatically, without thinking.
And these chunks become the building blocks of fast, natural speech. The more chunks you have, the less you translate.
A good way to collect them is to keep a little phrase notebook. Every time you hear a phrase that sounds useful, write it down. Then review it and use it that same week.
Perfect advice. A phrase you use is a phrase you keep. A phrase you only read, you usually forget.
Tip number 6. Surround yourself with English input.
This is about feeding your brain. The more English you hear and read, the more your brain starts to feel that English is normal, not something you have to translate.
Watch videos in English. Listen to podcasts like this one. Read simple stories or articles. But here's the important part. Choose things that are slightly easy for you, not too difficult.
Yes, if something is too hard, your brain gives up and starts translating again. But if it's just a little bit challenging, you understand most of it and you absorb the language naturally.
Experts call this comprehensible input. It simply means input you can mostly understand. That's the sweet spot for learning.
And try to enjoy it. Watch shows you love. Listen to topics that interest you. When you enjoy the input, you do more of it, and more input means faster progress.
So make English a part of your entertainment, not just your study time.
One more idea. Listen to the same thing more than once. The first time you catch the main idea. The second time you notice new words. The third time you start to feel the rhythm. Repetition is your friend.
That's a great point. Just keep feeding your brain good English every single day, and slowly it becomes the language your mind lives in.
And now our final tip. Tip number 7, and maybe the most important one of all. Be patient and let go of perfection.
Thinking in English is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time to grow. You won't wake up tomorrow thinking perfectly in English. It happens slowly, little by little.
And that's completely okay. In the beginning, you'll still translate sometimes. That's normal. Don't get frustrated. Every day you practice, the translating gets a little bit smaller.
Here's a helpful way to think about it. Imagine a path through a forest. The first time, it's difficult to walk through. There are branches and bushes everywhere. But the more you walk the same path, the clearer and easier it becomes. Your brain is exactly the same.
So celebrate the small wins. The first time you think a full sentence in English without translating, that's a huge moment. Notice it. Be proud of it.
And remember, the goal is communication, not perfection. A native speaker doesn't care if your grammar's perfect. They care if they understand you and if you understand them.
Beautifully said, Mike. Okay, let's do a quick recap of all 7 tips before we finish.
Let's do it.
Tip 1. Understand why translating slows you down. Tip 2. Label the world around you in English. Tip 3. Use an English-English dictionary instead of a bilingual one. And tip 4. Narrate your day in simple English.
Tip 5. Learn in chunks, not single words. Tip 6. Surround yourself with English input that's slightly easy. And tip 7. Be patient and let go of perfection.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We really hope these tips help you break the translation habit and start thinking directly in English.
Remember, every learner has been exactly where you are right now. The translating phase doesn't last forever. Keep practicing, and one day it will simply click.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend who's also learning English. And tell us in the comments, which tip will you try first?
Until next time, keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and keep going.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Today, I want to talk about something so many people struggle with: how to speak better at work. Whether you're in a meeting, talking to your boss, or just chatting with a coworker by the coffee machine, the way you speak English really matters.
It does. And the good news is, you don't need perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary. You just need the right phrases and a little confidence.
Exactly. So let's walk through some real situations you'll face at work and give phrases you can start using today. And don't just listen. Repeat the phrases out loud. That's how they stick.
Great tip. Let's start at the beginning of the day. Sarah, when you walk into the office in the morning, what's the first thing you say?
Usually something simple like, "Good morning, how's it going?" Or, "Morning, how was your weekend?"
I love that. Small talk is so important. It might feel like a waste of time, but it actually builds relationships with the people you work with.
It really does. And here's a tip. Don't just answer, "Fine." Give a little more. So if someone asks, "How was your weekend?" instead of saying "good," you could say,
It was great, thanks. I went hiking on Saturday. How about you?
"Perfect." You answered, you gave a small detail, and then you asked them back. That keeps the conversation going.
And that last part is the secret, asking back. We call it returning the question. You can just say, "How about you?" or "And you?"
Let's try a few more. If it's Monday morning, you might say, "Did you have a good weekend?" And on a Friday, "Got any plans for the weekend?"
Nice. And if you want something neutral and safe, the weather always works. Can you believe this weather? Or it's freezing today, isn't it?
That little "isn't it" at the end is a tag question. It's a friendly way to invite the other person to agree with you.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on to something we all have to do at work, asking people to do things.
Yes, this is where a lot of learners get nervous because they don't want to sound rude or too direct.
Right. In English, we often soften our requests to be polite. So instead of saying, "Send me the report," which sounds like an order,
You could say, "Could you send me the report when you get a chance?"
much softer. That little phrase, "when you get a chance," makes a big difference.
Here are some other polite ways to ask. "Would you mind sending me the file?" Notice we say, "Would you mind" plus the ing form, sending.
And here's a common mistake. When someone says, "Would you mind?" and you're happy to help, you actually say, "No, not at all," because they're asking if it's a problem for you.
That confuses a lot of people. So no here means "no problem, I'll do it."
Another good one is, "I was wondering if you could," for example, "I was wondering if you could help me with this presentation."
Sounds polite and professional. And if it's a little urgent but you still want to be kind, you can say, "Sorry to bother you, but could you..."
"Sorry to bother you" is a lovely opener. It shows you respect their time.
Now, let's talk about meetings because this is where many people feel shy about speaking up.
Very true. You might have a great idea, but you're not sure how to jump into the conversation.
So if you want to share your opinion, you can start with "I think," "in my opinion," or "from my point of view."
And if someone's talking and you want to add something, you can politely interrupt with, "Can I jump in here?" Or, "Sorry, can I add something?"
That phrase "jump in" is so natural. It just means to join the conversation.
And what if you don't understand something? Don't just nod and pretend. Ask. You can say, "Sorry, could you explain that a bit more?" Or, "Just to make sure I understand, do you mean..."
That second one is great because you're checking your understanding. It shows you're really listening.
And if you agree with someone, show it. Say, "That's a great point," or "I completely agree," or just "exactly."
What about disagreeing? Sometimes you do need to disagree, even with your boss, but you want to stay polite.
This is so important. In English, we rarely say, "No, you're wrong. That's too strong." Instead, we soften it. For example, "I see what you mean, but have you considered..."
You're showing respect for their idea first, then offering yours. Or you could say, "That's an interesting idea. Another option might be..."
Notice, another option might be, not "you should do this." Softening again. Respect first, then your opinion.
Let's put some of this together with a quick practice. David, you be a coworker and I'll come and ask you for help.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
"Hey David, sorry to bother you. Do you have a minute?"
Sure, what's up?
"I'm a bit stuck on the sales report. Would you mind walking me through it?"
No problem at all. Let's take a look together.
"Thanks so much. I really appreciate it."
And there it is. 5 natural phrases in one short conversation. "Sorry to bother you. Do you have a minute? I'm a bit stuck. Would you mind walking me through it? And I really appreciate it."
That's the goal. Small phrases used together. And "walk me through it" is a lovely one. It means explain it to me slowly, step by step.
When someone helps you, always say "thank you," but go beyond just "thanks." Try "thanks so much. I really appreciate it." Or "That's really helpful. Thank you."
And if you're the one helping, you can offer with "let me know if you need a hand," or "feel free to ask if you have any questions." Need a hand just means need help.
Let's do a quick one on emails too, because so much communication happens in writing now.
Good point. To start a friendly but professional email, you can write, "Hi Anna, I hope you're doing well." And to make a request, when you have a moment, could you…
To end an email, you can use best regards, thanks again, or just best. And if you need a reply, looking forward to hearing from you.
One more. If you're late with something, a useful phrase is apologies for the delay. Short, professional, and polite.
Speaking of being late, let's talk about mistakes because everyone makes them.
True. If you make a mistake, the best thing is to own it. You can say, "That was my mistake. I'll fix it right away." Taking responsibility actually builds trust.
And if you need to apologize, "I'm sorry about that. It won't happen again." Works well. Now, receiving feedback. Sometimes your manager gives you feedback that's hard to hear. Stay calm and say, "Thank you for the feedback. I'll work on that."
So professional. You don't have to get defensive, just listen and respond calmly. And if you want to give a coworker some gentle feedback, soften it. Instead of "this is wrong," try "one thing I'd suggest is," or "have you thought about trying…"
Soft, kind, and helpful. That's exactly the right tone. Okay, last topic. How to wrap up a conversation and finish your workday.
If you need to leave a chat politely, you can say, "I'd better get back to work," or "anyway, I should let you go."
"I should let you go" is a polite way to end a chat even when you're the one who needs to leave.
And at the end of the day, "have a good evening, see you tomorrow," or "take care." Simple and warm. Those little goodbyes leave a really good impression.
And remember the big secret of professional English. Soften your language, be polite, and stay friendly. You don't need to be perfect.
That's so true. Confidence comes from practice, not perfection. So this week, pick just 2 or 3 of these phrases and try them at work. And don't worry about mistakes. Every mistake is a step forward.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Ryan.
And hello from me too. I'm Emma. It's so nice to have you here again.
Emma, today we have a very fun topic. A lot of guys wrote to us about it. They want to know one thing. How do you talk to girls with confidence?
Oh, this is a big one. So many people feel nervous about this. Their hands get sweaty, their heart beats fast, and they forget all their words.
Yes, and I know this feeling very well. When I was younger, I was so shy. If a girl looked at me, I would look at the floor. If she said hi, I would just say hi back. And then nothing. Silence. My mind went blank.
That's so common. But look at you now. You host a whole show.
Exactly. So today I want to tell everyone, you can change too. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can learn it.
That's the perfect start. So let's give people some real tips. Where should we begin, Ryan?
Let's begin inside the head, because confidence starts in your mind before you say one word.
Okay, so what do you mean it starts in your mind?
I mean the way you think about yourself. Many guys think, "She is too pretty. She will never like me. I'm not good enough." When you think like this, you already lost before you started.
That's true. And here's a secret from the girl's side. We can feel that energy. When a guy thinks he's not good enough, he acts strange. He looks scared or he tries too hard. We notice it.
So the first step is to change your thoughts. Tell yourself, "I am an interesting person. I have things to say. I am worth knowing." You don't have to be perfect. You just have to believe you have value.
And I want to add something important. A girl is just a person. She's not a queen on a high chair. She has normal problems, normal feelings, and normal days. She gets nervous too.
That's a big point. When you put a girl too high, like she's above you, you make yourself small. But when you see her as an equal, as just another human, it becomes easy to talk.
Yes, talk to her like you talk to a friend, not like she's a test you can fail.
So that's the first thing. Change your inside voice. Believe you have value and see her as an equal. Now, Emma, let's talk about the body, because before you open your mouth, your body already sends a message.
So true. Your body language shows your feelings. If your shoulders are down and you look at the ground, you look scared. But if you stand tall and look up, you look confident, even if you feel nervous inside.
Let's make it simple for everyone. There are 3 easy things you can do. Number 1, stand up straight. Push your shoulders back a little. Don't make yourself small.
Number 2, make eye contact. Look into her eyes when you speak. Not in a scary way, just in a warm, normal way. If eye contact feels hard, look at her for a few seconds, then look away, then look back.
And number 3, smile. A real smile is like magic. It says, I am friendly. I'm happy to talk to you. A smile makes people feel safe.
I love that. And here's the truth. When you fix your body, your mind follows. If you stand tall and smile, you actually start to feel more confident. It works both ways.
Yes, try it right now, everyone. Sit up straight, smile. Do you feel a little better? That's the power of body language.
Okay, Ryan, now the big fear, the moment everyone is scared of. How do you start? What do you even say?
This is the number one question we get. People think they need a perfect, clever line, some magic words. But here's the truth. You don't. You really don't. Simple is better. You can just say hi and a small comment or question.
Let me give some easy examples. If you're in a coffee shop, you can say, hey, that drink looks nice. What is it? That's it. Simple and easy.
Or if you're in a class or at work, you can say, hi, I'm Ryan. I don't think we've met. Then you smile and wait.
Or you can just say something about the place. Wow, it's so busy here today. A small comment opens the door. She can answer, and now you're talking.
The secret is the first words don't need to be smart. They just need to be friendly. The goal is not to impress her. The goal is to start.
And girls really like normal. We don't want a robot who memorized lines. We want a real person who says a real hello.
One more thing. Say her name if you know it. Hi, Sarah. People love to hear their own name. It feels warm and personal.
So don't wait for the perfect line because it doesn't exist. Just a hi and a small comment is enough. Now, Ryan, this next one changed your whole life, right?
It is. When I was shy, I thought I had to talk. I thought I had to fill every quiet moment.
Oh, that's such a common mistake. Guys think being confident means talking a lot, but it's the opposite.
Right. The real secret is listen. A good listener is more attractive than a good talker. When you listen, she feels important. She feels heard.
From the girl's side, this is huge. Nothing feels better than a guy who really listens. When he remembers what I said, when he asks about it later, that's very attractive.
So don't just wait for your turn to talk. Really listen to her words. Look at her. Think about what she is saying.
And you can show you are listening with small words. Say, really, or that's cool, or tell me more. These small words show you care.
Yes, and here's a bonus. When you listen well, you never run out of things to say because you can always ask about what she just told you.
And that goes right with the next thing, asking good questions. Questions keep the conversation alive.
But there are good questions and boring questions. A boring question has a one-word answer, like, do you like coffee? She says, yes. And now, silence again.
So how do we fix that?
Ask open questions. Open questions need a longer answer. Instead of, do you like your job? Ask, what do you enjoy most about your job? Now she has to tell a story.
Good examples. Ask things like, what do you like to do on weekends? Or what's the best place you have ever visited? These questions are fun to answer.
And listen to her answer, then ask more about it. If she says, I love to travel, don't change the topic. Ask, oh nice, where did you go last? Follow the story.
This is called digging deeper. You go deeper into one topic. It feels much more natural than jumping around.
And a small warning, don't ask too many questions in a row. That feels like a police interview. Share a little about yourself too. Question, then share, then question. Keep it balanced.
Perfect. Now, Ryan, I think this next one is your favorite.
It is. This one is so simple, but so important. Just be yourself.
People hear this all the time, but they don't really understand it. What does it mean, Ryan?
It means don't act like a fake person. Don't pretend to be rich or cool or someone you're not, because you can't act forever. The truth always comes out.
And from the girl's side, we can feel when someone is fake. It's uncomfortable. But when a guy is real, even with his small mistakes, it's charming.
Exactly. Your real personality is enough. Your real laugh, your real jokes, your real interests, these things make you special.
Here's something beautiful. When you try to be someone else, you get more nervous because you have to remember your act. But when you're just yourself, you relax. And a relaxed person is a confident person.
So true. Being yourself is actually the easy path. You already know how to be you. You don't need to study for it.
And remember, you are not for everyone, and that's okay. Some girls will like you, some won't. That's normal. The right person will like the real you.
Beautiful. But Emma, let's be honest. Even with all these tips, people will still feel nervous. Their heart will still beat fast.
Yes, and that's normal. Even confident people feel nervous. The difference is they do it anyway. So how do you handle the nervous feeling in the moment?
First, breathe. Take one slow, deep breath before you go. It calms your body down. It really works.
Good one. What else?
Second, it's okay to say you're nervous. Sometimes I even say, sorry, I'm a little nervous, but I wanted to say hi. Girls find this honest and cute. It shows you are brave and real.
That's true. Honesty is very charming. It's much better than pretending to be super cool and failing.
And third, remember the nervous feeling gets smaller every time you practice. The first time is the hardest. The 10th time is easy.
So don't wait to not be nervous. That day may never come. Just be nervous and do it anyway. Ryan, now I think we need to talk about something very important.
Yes, I agree. We have to talk about this. Sometimes you do everything right and she is still not interested, and that's completely okay.
From the girl's side, this is so big. The way a guy handles no tells us everything about him.
If she is not interested, don't get angry, don't beg, don't say bad things. Just smile and say, no problem, it was nice talking to you, and walk away with respect.
When a guy does this, he actually looks more confident, not less. It shows he respects himself and he respects her.
And here's a truth for the guys. One no is not the end of the world. It's just one person, one moment. There are so many people in the world.
Exactly. And when you respect her choice, you never have a bad memory. You can feel proud of how you acted.
Real confidence means you are okay. Even if she says no, your value does not go down. You are still the same great person.
So beautiful. Okay, Ryan, our last big idea, and I think it's the one that makes everything work.
Let me guess. Practice?
You know me too well. Yes.
You can't get confident just by listening to this show. You have to go out and try. And it doesn't have to be big. You can start small.
Say hi to the person at the shop. Talk to the waiter. Ask a stranger for the time. Every small talk makes you stronger.
These little talks are like exercise for your confidence. Every day, a little push. And soon, talking to anyone feels easy.
And remember, you will make mistakes. You will say something silly sometimes. That's fine. That's part of learning. Even Ryan still makes mistakes.
It's true, I do. Mistakes are not failures. They are lessons. Every bad talk teaches you something for the next time.
So don't be afraid of mistakes. Be afraid of never trying. Trying is always a win, even when it doesn't work out.
Wow, Emma, that was a lot of good stuff. You know what I love about all of this? None of it is a trick. It's all about being a kind, real, and brave person.
Exactly. This is not about winning a girl. It's about becoming a better, more open version of yourself. And that helps you everywhere in life, with friends, at work, everywhere.
So beautiful. To everyone listening, you can do this. Start small, be kind, be real, and keep trying. Confidence is coming to you.
We believe in you. Go say hi to someone this week. You've got this.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Emma. See you next time.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.